Welcome back to Frontier Boys, and it is a chilly fall day. So, what a better time to make some 18th century gingerbread. Now, gingerbread has been one of my favorite treats since as long as I can remember. But in the 18th century, believe it or not, gingerbread was popular. They actually did have gingerbread back then. Now, it's a little bit simpler and a little bit different than the gingerbread we might have today, but hopefully it'll still be good, so let's give it a try. Like I said, this recipe is extremely simple, and all of this stuff is everything you're gonna need. So, we have some white flour here. This is about a cup, about a quarter cup of molasses, some melted butter, probably about a tablespoon of ginger, some cinnamon and nutmeg, just as much as you want, just add that to taste, and a little bit of pearl ash, which pearl ash is like the 18th century equivalent of baking powder, so if you don't have pearl ash, baking powder works fine too. And then a little bit of water, and if you want to, but this is optional, you can chop something up and add something into your gingerbread, which was very common in the 18th century. And today I have some pecans that I might chop up and put in some of the cookies. So first, preheat your cast iron, or if you don't have an earthen oven, preheat your cast iron on the fire, which I'm doing right now. And then what I'm going to do is mix the dry ingredients, so the spices and pearl ash and flour, and then in a separate thing mix the wet ingredients, so the melted butter, the molasses, and a little bit of the water. And then once the dry and wet ingredients are mixed up, I'm going to mix everything together, and then if I want to, I can add some chopped up pecans. I have pretty good fire going with some good coals, and right now I'm preheating the cast iron Dutch oven I'm going to use. Alright, so I have the flour. Gonna put it in this bowl here, and my ginger, cinnamon and nutmeg, and pearl ash. Put that in there, and then just mix that up as good as you can until everything is evenly mixed. And then when it's all pretty much mixed, just to make it easier for myself, I'm gonna kind of mound it up in the middle. Put a little divot there for the wet ingredients when I get them all set. Oops. And then now onto the wet ingredients, some melted butter into our molasses, and actually I think I need to mix this up in a mug. I'm running out of room. So melted butter, molasses, which the molasses is moving like molasses in December. Huh, guess that makes sense since it is molasses in December. Anyways, got the molasses, melted butter, and about 3 tablespoons of water. Oh, I'm gonna start with like that for now. And then just gonna mix it up as well as I can until everything looks evenly combined. Now that the wet ingredients are better mixed up, I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into the dry ingredients. Start mixing. Probably should have got a bigger bowl so I didn't make as much of a mess, but Rocky right there might enjoy the leftovers I throw on the ground on accident, huh? Won't you, Rocky? Yeah. Alright, watch out, buddy. Watch out, buddy. Once I get it kind of mixed in, probably have to use my hands to really knead it together. Try to get it all mixed up as much as possible. but it's the right color gingerbread. Smells like gingerbread. Pretty excited for this. So gingerbread men didn't really originate too much till later on. Most of the time, just to keep it simple, they'd, you know, make little cookies like this. Actually, make it a little thicker. Like that, just little round cookies. But I might have to make a few gingerbread men just because you have to. I mean, you can't have gingerbread without a few gingerbread men. This is a plate I'm gonna bake them on inside the cast iron oven, and they aren't gonna rise too much, so you can put them pretty close together. Now they aren't very pretty looking, but that don't matter too much as long as they taste good. Got the cookies ready. Again, they ain't pretty, but hopefully they'll taste real good. Got some rocks in the bottom so that they don't burn on the bottom, and then close it up. Let them cook. Not really sure because can't tell exactly what the temperature is, just like without a thermometer. But I'm just gonna guess probably about 10 minutes, but I'm just gonna check them every few until they're done. So make sure they aren't getting too hot or anything. This is my attempt of a gingerbread man without a gingerbread man mold. He has some pecans, his eyes and mouth, and a shirt, so very disproportional and more like a gingerbread monster, but hopefully he'll taste good. So get him cooking as soon as the others are done, and I'll let you know how they are. When you're cooking them like this, you know that when they no longer stick to the pan, it's time to flip. Flip them. I spun the plate too. And then I'm gonna put the lid back on and let them cook for another few minutes, and then they should be done. It'll be time to taste them. All right. I'd say they're probably done. Look pretty done. So now I'm gonna take them off and try them. Don't those look good? Here's my very ugly, disproportionate gingerbread man with the pecans in it, but don't matter if it's ugly as long as it tastes good. So put him in there and let him cook. Check on him in a few minutes. Let's check on him. It's getting there. I think it's probably about time to flip. Yeah, let's see if I can flip him without breaking it. Hey, not too bad. I'd say just a few more minutes and he'll be cooked through. It's a good thing. All right, I think he's done. Let's try these out. Look like quite the cookies. Got our ugly gingerbread man, and then some with the pecans and some regular. Now they aren't super pretty, but hopefully they'll taste good. They smell really good, so that's a good sign. Try a regular one first. That is seriously one of the best gingerbread cookies I've had. It's warm, perfect treat for a cold day like today. It's really good. I like the ones with the pecans in them. don't think I've ever had a gingerbread cookie with pecans or anything in it, but if I make these again, which I probably will because I really like them, but if I make them again, I might try other things like walnuts or dried fruit or something like that. Like I said earlier, very common in the 18th century to add things into your gingerbread like pecans or walnuts or something. But yeah, some really good cookies. I might just sit here by the fire and eat the rest of the plate myself. Really good. You should definitely try them on your next 18th century camp out or rendezvous, or just at home if you want a super simple gingerbread recipe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the trail.